Welcome to the product village. Today we are not talking about microphones, no. We are not talking about cameras, no. And we are definitely not talking about light, no. We are talking about the Cinepeer Crane 4E Zhiyun Gimbal. Look at it. Isn't it such a beauty? It's beautiful. We got this courtesy of Camerajoint, the one-stop shop to everything cinematography and photography. You've never seen this gimbal before? I know. We go for a break, we come back, we open the box. Okay, here we go. Oh, good God. Such beauty. What do we have in there? We have a Zhiyun user guide, don't need that. We have a stabilizer guide written in Chinese and part English. I don't need that as well, but I might always, just skip this. Okay, right in there, what do we have? We have the gimbal itself. Okay, you know what? Let's just bring it out. Okay, so we have the gimbal itself. We have the tripod. We have some screws and accessories. Okay, another accessory and a screw. And what else? Okay, I think that's it. So we have the gimbal. We have a bag that contains USB-C cables. So there are two sets of USB-C cables here. In here, we have the USB-C to USB-A cable. We have the USB-C to USB-C cable. We have a tripod stand. This is supposed to be an attachment. And then we have more screws in there and another attachment. Let's get this baby together and let's just, I think the next phase we're going to, this is like the hardest part. But God being our help, we're gonna do it. And we will be right back. Alrighty, let us assemble. So first things first, tripod goes underneath the gimbal. We screw that in. Alrighty, now this screw right here, we're going to attach it to this and then attach it to the gimbal. But I think I'm going to do this first before I attach. Now this we have to release first because we need to attach the camera to this first before we attach the second part underneath. So I'm going to yank this out. Now to yank this, you simply press on this and then you push and you're out. Okay, so first things first. Now when you're going to attach this, see the way the camera is? This is exactly how you attach it. Make sure that when you want to attach it, you do not attach it this way. It's not going to work that way. This way. So, okay. Voila, there we have it. So it's in there. Good. So next thing we do is we attach this. Don't forget what I said here towards the left-hand side of the camera. Next thing we do is we screw this. Now, before you screw this, it's good you make sure that it's in alignment with your camera. Make sure it's not stepping out. Right in alignment with where your screen stops. So here we go. Next thing we have to do is attach it to this. Now, in case you're confused which part is going to be where, the part that has the screw in front, that should be underneath your lens. So this should be easier for you to remember. Just look for that hole and remember that hole is supposed to be in front. And then we place this carefully. Let's push this in. There you go. Voila, right in there. Now also make sure that when you align this, it's aligned as well with the first one we screwed underneath. Click that and you're good to go. The next thing we have to do is attach this. Now, this is good in case your lens sort of shoots out a bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place this here. I see this big fat screw. This is gonna go to the front. Now, make sure that it's holding onto your lens here. So you tighten that and we're good to go. See that? Very simple. Good. So the next thing we need to do now is align it here. Now, I'm going to be setting this up in horizontal mode and not vertical, which is reels. Setting it up for vertical is pretty simple, but let me show you how you set this up first. So next thing you do when you want to place the camera on this is, if you look at the gimbal from an upper position, you notice that on this axis, you actually have 3 axes. You have axis 1, axis 2, axis 3. So the first axis is the pan axis, while the next axis is, what axis is this? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unlock this axis here, which is here. So I'm going to unlock this. Now this axis is free. So what we're going to do, so let me place it this way so you can see it. So this is where the handle is. So basically what you do is you turn it this way and then you lock it again. See, now it's in place. Next thing we do is we release the axis here as well. So basically what we do is click on the axis at the top, release that, and it's good. So it should look this way from your perspective. See that? Now let me turn that back to face me again. Now, this is the point where we are actually going to bring the camera and attach the camera to the gimbal. So, like I said, this is the front, and we're going to go from underneath. So basically what we're going to do is turn the camera this way. Let me turn this way so it's easier for me to see. Now, before you do that, make sure that you push this to the edge a bit so the camera gets leeway to come in. So basically what you do is grab it that way and then you push it in gradually. Be careful when you're doing this so you don't break the gimbal. So you keep pushing gradually. Now make sure that it's in alignment with the top as well. Also in alignment with your camera so it doesn't stick out. Once you do that, there's a lever on this side, a black lever. Once it's in alignment, you close that so it locks so it doesn't fall off. There's another one at the back here, right here. What you also do is you turn that and make sure that that also, hold on, I can't say it good. So you make sure that you turn this as well this way so it's locked. That way your camera just doesn't fall off suddenly. Good, so this is where it gets a bit more tricky. Now we have to balance the gimbal. So first things first, you might want to balance, depends on you really. Some people say, oh, balance from the middle or from the top. I don't know. When I did it the first time, I can't even remember how I actually did it, but I knew that I balanced it well. So if you leave this, now this is not supposed to drop this way, right? We're supposed to turn it this way. Oh, okay, good. I actually didn't get this. Right, so let's start from, hold on 1 second. You are not locking. Good. So let's start from here, right? Good. So one of the first things we want to do is make sure that the gimbal is positioned in a way that the camera is straight. Right now, the camera is lopsided. Now, another point of note, before you set it up, make sure everything you want on the camera is set. Do not set up the gimbal and then start adding stuff. You're going to mess with the axis and mess with the weight as well. So let's try getting this into alignment. Okay, so on this axis here, this is where you get to balance this up. So you may have to move this in, release this, move this in just a little bit, gradually. You have to do it in little amounts. Otherwise, if you keep doing it major, if you keep having like major movements, you're going to get frustrated. And this stuff can take hours to set up. Good. So we push this in just a little bit. Okay, I think we're almost good. Okay, just a little bit. I think we need to move it here just a little bit more. Just a little amount. There you go. Perfect. So we got this. So once we've gotten this, make sure you lock the axis on top and underneath. Good. Now, the next one we need to check is this guy. This is just wrong. It's just going all the way down. Now, we want to make sure it's balanced. So one of the first things we're going to do, the weight is actually going much forward. So what we're going to have to do is make sure that this comes back in. Now, to do that, we're going to have to release it from the side here. From here. So let me release this just a little bit. Good. So now once you release this lever, then you can now start to push the camera back just a little bit. Can you see we're gradually getting there just slightly? So let me turn it this way so I can get to do, whoa! So I get to do a good job. See why I said why you have to be very careful? So let's bring this back up again. We're almost balanced. We're almost, and we are there. There you go, we're good. So all I have to do is lock this up. Now you have to make sure that whichever way you set it, make sure that the gimbal is straight. When you swivel your camera, make sure eventually your camera lands back in the center, just like that. Good. Now we have this balance. Now you can lock the axis back again. And then the final axis is the one underneath. So you do the same thing. You open up this lever and then you release this as well. Okay, so let's be sure. Alrighty. I mean, I watched a number of people actually set this up online and they went through so much hassle. I just basically added up what everybody did and it was shorter for me. Okay, so with this, hold on a minute. Let's be sure that we are straight. Good, we're good. So all I have to do is lock it here and lock it here as well. So we're good to go. Fantastic. Next thing we're going to do now is we're going to go into the settings and we are going to have to balance. Hopefully, we get to finish this on time. All right, let's do this. Woo, okay, that was a tough one. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to check the balance of the gimbal. Now, before you start checking the balance of the gimbal, one of the first things you must do is unlock the 3 axes. There's a lock button here, like I said at the beginning. There's another lock button in the middle and there's a lock button here. Do not try balancing the gimbal with those axes locked. So what we're going to do is balance it to be sure that all that hard work paid off. So what I'm going to do right now, got my fingers crossed. I'm going to click on the balance, and if you've done a good job, what's going to happen is that the camera is actually going to tilt up and tilt down. Here we go. Yes! Okay, beautiful, good. What this has just shown us is that we did a very good job when it came to the balancing. Now, once you're done with the balance, it gives you 3 results. You have the front, the back, the up, the down, the left, and the right. Now, because we did a very good job in terms of balancing the gimbal, it's all aligned. But if you try it and you notice there is a red bar to the left or to the right, basically what that means is that one of the 3 axes has an issue and you have to try and set it up again. So the good thing with the balance is it lets you know which of the axes has an issue. And once you're able to sort that, you have to try it again, try to balance. And once you're done balancing, if everything is in the middle, you're good to go. So the next thing we're going to try now is the auto calibration. Auto calibration is pretty simple. All you have to do is go to the settings, and the first option you're going to find is auto calibration. So once we calibrate it now, it means we're practically good to go with the Crane 4E. Now, most times, once you have gotten through with balancing and you had no issue, you're not going to have an issue when it comes to auto calibration. So here we go. When you click on auto calibration, it gives you the option to start calibrating. So I click on that and there we go. It should dance there. Oh, look at that dance. Come on. It's going to wiggle a little bit. Come on. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Fraggle rock. Wiggle. Okay, so basically what it's doing, it's calibrating. Fantastic. And we are good to go. It should show beautiful, good. Now it shows successful. What this tells us is that the gimbal is well balanced and auto calibrated. So all we need to do is grab the gimbal and get into the atmosphere and do something with it. So but basically that's everything about setting up the Zhiyun Cinepeer Crane 4E. So I don't think I'm going to tear this down because it took us a lot of time to set this up. So I'm going to take this out, shoot, and later show you guys what the shot looks like. Be well aware this thing is heavy, pretty heavy. All right, guys, see you on the next one. Ciao.